Hello friends, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to YouTube channel English Literature. The subject which we are discussing is Literature in English 2010 and the class is Cambridge O level and section is poetry. This is our lecture number 2 and I will try my best to cover all the lectures one by one of O level syllabus. Anyhow, the topic which we are going to discuss in this lecture is A Different History by Sujata Bhatt. This is a very thought-provoking poem. This poem delves into the complexities of cultural identity, the impact of colonization, and the sacredness of traditions. Sacred refers to holy, something which is very holy, which deserves respect. Our writer, Sujata Bhatt, is an Indian poet who migrated to West, often writes about themes of language, heritage, and identity. A Different History is a reflection on how colonialism alters cultural landscapes and how language, a tool of oppression, can ironically become a cherished part of one's identity. The poem is divided into two sections, each focusing on different yet interconnected ideas. Let's go through it step by step. This is our first stanza. The great Pan is not dead. He simply immigrated to India. The poem opens with an intriguing statement, a fascinating statement which arouses curiosity. And this curiosity leads us towards exploration. So here Pan in Greek mythology is the god of nature and the wild. The poet suggests that although the Western world may have abandoned their ancient gods, in India the spirit of
Allahu
reverence
Akbar,
for
Allahu
nature
Akbar,
and divine still thrives.
Allahu Akbar,
Here gods exist in every living form,
Allahu Akbar.
trees, animals,
Ashhadu an la
books,
ilaha
signifying India's deep rooted spiritual
illallah.
traditions.
Ashhadu an
As you can see in these lines, Great Pan is not dead, he simply immigrated to India. Means the great Greek god Pan has not died but has moved to India. Here the gods roam freely, disguised as snakes or monkeys. In India, gods exist everywhere and can take the form of animals like snakes and monkeys. The third line is every tree is sacred and it is a sin to be rude to a book. Trees are considered holy and it is wrong to treat books disrespectfully. And then it is a sin to shove a book aside with your foot. Punishing a book with your foot is considered disrespectful. A sin to slam books down hard on a table. Throwing books forcefully on a table is also seen as a sin. And then a sin to toss one carelessly across a room. You must learn how to turn the pages gently without disturbing Saraswati, without offending the tree from whose wood the paper was made. Means carelessly throwing a book is a sign of disrespect. People should turn book pages carefully without offending the goddess of knowledge, Saraswati, without it's disrespecting the tree that gave its wood for the paper. We see that Bhatt also highlights the sanctity of books in Indian culture. She refers to Saraswati, the Hindu goddess of wisdom, implying that books are more than just objects. they are sacred. The way books are treated in India contrasts with Western attitudes, where objects often hold less spiritual significance. Here, I have a question for you. Why do you think the poet emphasizes the importance of treating books with respect? Please share your opinion in the comment section. Now, let's move toward second stanza. Look at the lines. Which language has not been the oppressor's tongue? Which language truly meant to murder someone? And how does it happen that after the torture, after the soul has been cropped with the long scythe swooping out of the conqueror's face, the unborn grandchildren grow to love that strange language? You can see here from the very first line, it is stated that every language has been used by someone to dominate others. Oppressors are those who dominate on the others, who oppress others, who subjugates others. Then no language was created to kill, yet some have been used for oppression. How is that even after suffering and oppression, after being emotionally and culturally cut down by the conquerors, future generations come to love and embrace the very language that was once forced upon their ancestors? In these lines, we see that poem shifts dramatically in the second part, addressing the painful effects of colonialism. Colonialism refers to a time period when a powerful country ruled over the weaker country. This time period is known as colonialism. And in this stanza, we see that the poet is addressing the painful effects of colonialism, such as which language has not been the oppressor's tongue. Here, Bhatt highlights how languages, often imposed through conquest, carry the weight of oppression. English, which was once a tool of British colonial control in India, is now widely spoken and even embraced. The poet describes the soul being cropped by the conqueror's long scythe, symbolizing the deep wounds inflicted by colonial rule. However, she also presents a paradox. Despite this painful history, future generations have come to love and embrace the colonizer's language. This raises important questions about identity. Can a language that once silenced a people later become a source of empowerment? But forces us to think about the contradictions in our post colonial world. Now, here's a question for you again. Do you think adopting the colonizer's language is an act of submission or a way of reclaiming power? What do you think about this statement? Comment below in the comment section. The themes which we explore in this poem are cultural, identity, and heritage. The poem highlights the tension between preserving native traditions and adapting to foreign influences. This one was first theme. The second one is colonialism and oppression. The poet reflects on how colonization disrupts and reshapes cultural identities. And the third theme is power of language. Bhatt explores how language can be both a tool of control and a means of self expression. So we may assert that a different history is a powerful poem that encourages us to think about the lasting effects of colonialism and the evolving nature of cultural identity. It reminds us that while history shapes our present, it is up to us to define how we carry forward our heritage. Now, let us explore some of the major figures of speech which are used in this poem. Here, Pan. Pan is given human qualities, so it is personification. And Pan represents nature, spirituality, and an ancient way of life, means it is a metaphor too. Then we see that here gods are said to roam. Roam means move freely. Again, personification. And imagery has been also used here. Evokes a mystical vision of India, such as here the gods roam freely, disguised as snakes or monkey. It is a imagery which evokes a mystical vision of India. Then, without disrupting Saraswati, without offending the tree from whose wood the paper was made, personification has been used here. The tree is given feelings, suggesting it can be offended. So, human-like qualities has been given to the tree. And then allusion, a reference has been used here. Saraswati, the Hindu goddess of knowledge. Okay. And then in the second stanza, which language has not been the oppressor's tongue? Rhetorical question. Rhetorical, rhetorical question. It is a figure of speech meant to provoke thought rather than seek an answer. After the soul has been cropped with the long scythe swooping out of the conqueror's face, here metaphor. The conqueror's language is compared to the scythe cutting the soul. So metaphor has been used here. And then personification. The face of the conqueror is depicted as the source of destruction. So personification is here. And irony. The unborn grandchildren grow to love the strange language. Here is an irony. A language once imposed through oppression becomes beloved by later generations. So this is the end of our class, and before ending, I would like you all to reflect on this question. If language is a tool of both oppression and empowerment, how can we use it responsibly in today's world? Please answer. Thank you so much. If you have any question, you can send a message on the given number. It is mentioned here. And I also provide online classes to the students of O level, A level, BS level, IGCSE. And if you have any queries, you may ask me. Thank you so much. That's all about today's lecture. Take care.